Chicken wings are by far the most popular snack that everybody makes, whether it's a football game, basketball game, or a gathering of friends. And I'm gonna show you a method that I stumbled on by accident about a year ago of how to eat the best tasting wings that you'll ever try. It's not necessarily even about the cook method, whether it is a smoked wing, grilled wing, oven cooked wing, air fried wing, or deep fried wing. It's all in the brining process. So let's go ahead and get this pack opened, and then I'll show you the process. Just got a pack of chicken wings from Aldi. Nothing super fancy about that at all. I've got all these wings right here, and I'm just simply gonna cut all of them in half. I do have this big cleaver, it makes things easier. And I do have a question for you. What do you do with that little wingette? Do you throw it away? Do you cook it? What do you actually do with this thing? I'd be kind of curious to know if actually anybody will eat those. All right, so let's get all these cut up in a bowl, then I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do next. We got all the wings, they're all cut up, you can see right there. Now the next step is super simple. I'm gonna take Kairos wing rub, then I'm gonna take some salt. So that's what we're gonna do next. Salt and this Kairos wing rub. All right, season generously your wings, then salt. We want it to interact with the protein that is within the chicken. Give her a mix. I would say those are some coated well wings. Some of you are probably asking the question right now, why is this dude on here showing me how to season wings? Well, let's debunk a little bit of myths so far. So to be honest with you, the seasoning that I use, Kairos, 90% of that will not, or even more, will never penetrate beneath the skin of the chicken wing. It just won't. It's science, man. It won't penetrate unless you force it. So I have an idea. We're not done yet. So what about salt? Salt is really the only seasoning that will actually penetrate into whatever meat, whether it's poultry or beef, because it chemically reacts with the water that is inside of the meat. If you think about poultry, beef, duck, whatever meat that you like to consume, a large percent of that is actually water. So it's hard to penetrate into that. If you think about most meats that we consume, whether it's poultry, beef, pork, whatever, it is a protein sponge saturated with liquid. So really there's not much room for any more liquid. That's why I like to do mainly dry brines to season the outside of the flavor and allow the salt to do its work within the protein of the meat to absorb into the meat. So that's what we're gonna do. That's what I've done here actually. But there's something that I can't explain. Let's get to that next step. For the next step, I am going to need a vacuum sealed bag. So go ahead and pull it down to where the seal strip is. Press that down to where it grips it. Then we're gonna seal it. All right, and let's just pull that forward. We're gonna cut it. Get all these wings in our bag. You want them flattened out for the most part. We're going to hold our bag up there because we need it to, we're gonna vacuum seal this. Now hear me out. I'm gonna freeze these for 24 hours. And then we're gonna pull them out and then we're gonna thaw them. So we're gonna freeze, thaw, and then once they're thawed is when they're gonna go on the grill. I don't know, it was actually an accident how I stumbled upon how to penetrate as much seasoning as possible into the wings when you go through this process. So it's something about the freezing process and the thawing out process and then putting it on the grill, smoker, whatever you have or whatever process you wanna use is how you inject as much flavor as possible into these wings. Trust me on this process, give it a try. And if it doesn't work, hey, tell me down in the comments that it sucked. Let's go get them in the freezer and we'll see you tomorrow. Open up the freezer. Let's get those wings nice and frozen. And we're just gonna put them in the fridge. Stick them in here for a day, then we're gonna cook them. So here's the wings. We marinated them, we froze them for a day, then we thawed them for a full day. So 48 hours later, my smoker is ripping at 275 degrees. Let's cut open the pack, go over to the Traeger Timberline. We're gonna load them on there for about an hour, then I'll tell you next steps. I do need to clean it, so sorry about that. Just get this bad boys loaded. Take some of this Blazing Bella extra mild sauce with 2 tablespoons of butter. We're gonna melt that and we're gonna coat our wings. Melt this, go pull the wings off. And here's that sauce, by the way. Sauce down on the wings. All right, mix them up real good. Just like that. Ooh. Back on the smoker for about 20 minutes. Here's the wings, you guys. Just look at the depth of flavor. Now, the big thing I want you to learn or understand about this process is how does it taste through and through. I don't know why, it just works. You taste the flavor all the way, at least almost all the way through the wing. I encourage you, give this method a try. Until next time, be sure to like, make a comment, and subscribe.